Hello, my name is Evan, and today I'm going to talk about the task for part 2, which is create a video explain your answer above in part 1. I'm not sure if this is explain specific question or all of them, so I'm just going to make it all of them. Anyway, let's get to it. Okay, first question is what does it mean by redundancy? Redundancy is basically a backup for a traffic in a network. In an event the network went down, you will need some kind of backup network, and redundancy makes sure that there is another network you can connect to in an event where the main path for the network is down. Next, STP. What does it mean? A standard tree protocol and standard protocol to STP. STP basically a protocol that ensures there won't be a loop inside the switch. There is multiple switch, and if you connect them all, a loop might happen, and a loop can consume a lot of CPU and cause network congestion, and so STP is born to counteract that. The four different port is root port, which is basically a non-root bridge with the least path, the closest one to the root bridge, which gives shortest path from switch to root bridge. Designated port, which is similar to root bridge, but this is specific port basically. But there are two switch, and the chosen port will be the one that is getting chosen. Used. Then there is block path, which is blocking that path so it won't be used. This thing is blocking specific path so a loop won't occur. Finally, there is disable port, which doesn't do STP. Basically, just disable it, but it serves the same purpose of stopping a loop to occur. Next is STP rule. Yeah, external STP rule. This one is quite interesting as there is no, what does it call again? A a website that talk about rule, but rather there is a PDF that talk about rule. It's a Cisco PDF, so I assume it's the same. Anyway, the rule are okay. Yeah, I might have accidentally replaced it. I will fix that later in the references. I'll put the PDF link in. In any case, let's get to it. Wait, does it mean yeah, there's some error. It's fine, I can fix it. Anyway, in the rule 1, for the thing is all port of the root switch must be in forwarding mode. It basically means that all port must forward to another port. The second one is there's a switch. Switch. For the rule 2 is the port 1. It's the same as rule 1, but this one's for port, while rule 1 is for switch. Rule 3 is for LAN segment. If there's any LAN segment connected to a switch, you must make it also in forwarding mode and ensure that switch is also in forwarding mode. For rule 4 is that all switches must, if LAN specific, must place in blocking mode. This thing is basically the block port version, but yeah. This is FLAN specific, so if you have FLAN, yeah, you must place in the blocking mode. Finally, BPD UGA. BPD UGA is a feature that defend layer 2 spanning tree protocol. It's basically Windows Defender, but for STP. What it basically does is it gives information such as MAC address, priority, and other to allow all switches to collect information, which means won't be any foreign switches in the network. And then there is Ether channel. Explain what is Ether channel and scenario recommend to use Ether channel. Ether channel is basically I would call it somewhat a bus, because it just combined 8 different ports into one giant logic link. Yeah, but that's what it basically does. It allows high-speed link and redundancy with a maximum of 8 link and can be aggregated into a single logical link. And it also sometimes named as LACP or Link Aggregation Control Protocol. And yeah, it can be used for a lot of things, but specifically for something that require high speed or bandwidth. Other than that situation, then it's more recommended to not use it, especially if you have different speed or different performance, customizable. Then I recommend doesn't use it because it may hinder your purpose of using that network. Then almost the last one is what is PGAP and LACP? LACP, as I mentioned before, is the Ethernet channel thingy. It basically open protocol which aggregation the port into one single logical link. Ether channel have 2 mode, which is active and passive mode. Active mode basically send out different. It send out LACP packet into other port and try to do an exchange with it, negotiation with it. While passive mode is the one that receive and reply but do not actively send out their package. PAGP is the Cisco version. It's Cisco proprietary protocol known as aggregation protocol, which allows internet channel automatically by exchanging PAGP packet. It has the same two mode, but it's now called auto and desire mode. Auto is the passive mode. Yeah, it's the passive mode, while the desire mode is the active mode. It's the same as the LACP, just PAGP version of it. Number 7, the last one is scenario. The scenario is a very simple one. Two Cisco switch 1 and 2. Yeah, there's two switch 1, which is going to connect to G1, G2, G3, G4. You can also use fast internet if you want to. And yeah, it's basically connected to become a multi-port. Now we're going to set up the thingy. Yeah, the Ether channel. First of all is to set up the trunking. This is the command to set up the trunking. And then we're going to connect the gigabit fast internet. Did I change it? Yeah, kind of just. Yep, there you go. And yeah, then you can configure those logical interface by using this command right here. Then you repeat it all into switch 2. Make sure you do this to all different thingy, to all different connections, because this is just G1. You can do it. You need to do the G2, G3, G4, G5, and so on to G8, something along that line. Then once you're done, you can use a PC to connect both and test it out. And that's about it for the thingy. This will be the number 8 will be this video. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.